Hi, this is Dodger and you're watching my show.
Objection!
I know, the echo's still here. Boo! I also changed the angle because normally, in the last episode, the camera was right here and then I was over there, but it made me look like a silhouette today because I'm trying to do this super early in the morning. We're going on a plane today. So I was like, I can get a news episode done before we get on that plane. I know I can. And Sam was in bed just going, okay, have fun. So we're gonna try to do a news episode because the last couple of weeks, I've tried to get somebody to fill in. I really have, but everybody's busy. Nobody can really do it, or they just think it sounds really weird to do a supplemental video of a news show. So anyways, let's get into it. For our first piece of news, if you're somebody who got really intense about Super Smash Bros. Trophies, you're probably gonna be excited about this. Or you're gonna really hate it. I honestly have no idea. Personally, it sounded like something that a person who really wanted all of those trophies would kind of hate. Anyway, so at least on the 3DS version, you're now going to be able to just buy trophies. So essentially, for those of you who don't know, the trophies kind of act as an achievement system. So like if you do something super cool in the game or even super lame in the game, you get a trophy. So a lot of people got really intense about getting all of the trophies. So now on the 3DS version is the only one that it's been announced for. But now you can buy the trophy with in-game currency. And again, you get the in-game currency from using your 3DS as kind of a pedometer. You like walk around and it gains money for you, so it's not something that you would have to use real life dollar bills on. Like, I don't know, everything I read tried to put the spin on it of like, if you're super intense about trophies, now you can just buy them. But I feel like somebody who's really intense about trophies would be like, I'm not buying them. I'm earning them. The idea of buying some sort of a medal that proves you got a certain achievement seems so, I don't know. I was gonna say douchey, but then I realized some of you might be like really jazzed about it, and I don't want you to feel like I'm calling you douchey. It's just, I can't see somebody who's really intense about the trophies wanting to buy the trophies. Anywho, like I said, that hasn't been announced for the actual Wii U version. It's only been announced for 3DS, but hey, take it or leave it. You might have heard there was some mega dramas over on Twitch this week. So basically, you know how with YouTube, if you upload a video and it has a certain song in it, there's an algorithm that'll catch it and it'll shut down the video and be like, copyright infringement, rah, and you'll get a strike and all that. So now Google, which owns YouTube, now owns Twitch as well, and they're implementing the exact same sort of thing. They can't have it happen on actual streams, like if it's live, they can't do anything about it. But the VODs, the videos that come from the streams that stay on your channel, those are being silenced in 30-minute chunks, which is huge. Like, that's way longer than any song that could possibly play. But if it catches a song in there, even just laid under, like say that the actual game sounds are what's being pulled from the computer, but you can kind of hear a song way in the background that your little sister's playing, doesn't matter, it's still gonna mute it. Which, you know, I don't think that it should be 30-minute chunks, but I also think that we're a little bit too entitled to be feeling like we can say, excuse me, I have a right to that copyright content. I don't want my friends that are streaming League of Legends to not be able to play the entire musical soundtrack of Into the Woods. I don't want that. But I understand why that's an issue. There are artists that worked on all of these things that are not getting money from you using it and profiting off of it. Like, I totally get that. But the big problem here is that lots of VODs were being muted when the person who was doing the stream owned the content. Like, say you made a game, right? You made the game, you made the soundtrack, it became very popular, but you've streamed your own game on your Twitch channel many times. So imagine your surprise when all of your VODs are completely muted because it's copyright content. Somebody owns that, but Twitch doesn't realize that you own it. So for some reason they didn't really think about this, and now they've implemented like a second layer where you can write in and be like, hey, I own this, which also sucks because it still gets muted for a certain period of time until they can get to your appeal, right? Or even VODs that have been muted that have no music at all, that are entirely like a person talking. I don't understand. Anywho, so that's the big hullabaloo with Twitch, and I'm not angry with Twitch, like, I get it. It needs to happen, but they could have launched this in a much better way. It's kind of like when they shut down Justin TV, like that also came out of the blue and everybody was like, oh, I guess Justin TV is gone and all my videos are gone. That's cool. Activision is bringing back game developer Sierra, which, if you will remember, created King's Quest. We were kind of talking about it on the Daily Bite, how a lot of people's feelings are, oh, well, Activision is cashing in on the whole nostalgia thing, right? The same way that Atari has done it, where people see the Sierra logo and they go, oh, I remember King's Quest, right? I'm trying to take a more positive approach on this because I know that they've been trying to make a new King's Quest game. So there might be a way that they're trying to legitimize that King's Quest game because no one's gonna trust it unless they know that Sierra is at least involved or behind it or existing in the universe. So rather than be a little patoots about it, I feel like we should look at this as a good omen for our next King's Quest game. Who knows if the King's Quest will be good, but we'll at least get the shot at it, right? Although going back, those cutscenes take forever. It's like every single line just takes a million years to come out of their mouths. And I'm like, please, please. Some of you might have heard that Diablo 3 on Xbox One was going to be running at 900p. Boo. Blizzard made the announcement and of course everyone just flipped out because this has been happening so much where we expect something. We expect 720 or 1080, whatever. And we wind up getting this really strange in-between number where they reached and they couldn't quite touch the sun. But fret not, Diablo lovers, because they have just announced that there will be a day one patch that will put it all in 1080p. Woo! I have no idea how that works. I don't understand how you can just patch something to look better, but you know, that's not my job. I'm excited that that's a thing that can totally happen. But I honestly do think that with stuff like Watch Dogs happening, all of these developers are starting to feel like, look, we gotta step it up. We've gotta figure out how to make this happen, even at the cost of the actual game itself, which really sucks. Like, there's such an emphasis specifically on the resolution that if they don't hit those marks, everybody's like, I'm not even gonna play it. Do I think that developers should be upfront about the actual resolution from the get-go? Yeah, absolutely, but sometimes they don't realize, you know? They think, yeah, we can absolutely attain this, and then it doesn't happen, and that's unfortunate, but I mean, that's game development, guys. Mass Effect creator Casey Hudson has left BioWare. Immediate reactions were, oh, he's gonna go to another company, oh, he's gonna start his own studio, or oh, the next Mass Effects are gonna be awful. He has addressed all of these things though, guys. He's wanting to move on and do something completely different. As he put it, he wants to push the reset button. He has no intentions of making his own studio. He doesn't necessarily have intentions of being in the game development industry anymore. And for anybody who has super concerns about the next Mass Effect games, he's put his stamp of approval on the team that's got it, which I mean, he has to. Can you imagine if he left BioWare and he was like, by the way, the people who are making the next Mass Effect games are the worst. You know, I'm sure he's got a team that he's worked with for a while, so they kind of understand his vision and what he wants out of these games, and they have a good handle on the universe, of course. So I say, good luck, Casey. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the outside world that we rarely see. And as a final bit of news, of course, next week is Gamescom. That's where I'm going. That's what I'm getting on a plane for today, is for Gamescom. I'm going to be working at the Dawngate booth. So if any of you are on the floor or at Gamescom and you want to come find us, both Sam and I are working the Dawngate booth. We'll be there like 2 or 3 hours a day. The rest of the time we're gonna be just kind of walking around and experiencing Gamescom, so it's pretty cool. But in actual legitimate gaming news, there are going to be 3 different conferences that happen that are supposed to be pretty big. Microsoft, Sony, and EA, so we're supposed to be getting lots of announcements out of those. We'll see. And then the whole thing with Sierra, with Activision revealing Sierra, they're supposed to talk about what that's all about at Gamescom, so that'll also be some news. I don't know, in general, Gamescom is supposed to be huge and overwhelming and also wonderful. So I'm excited to go hang out in Germany and eat a lot of meat and potatoes and beer, I guess. Is that a thing? I've even been to Germany. I'm still gonna stereotype it. We're gonna eat all the meat and potatoes. Yep, A+. But anywho, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you would like to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel. Thank you all so much for being patient while I've been at different events and conventions and family reunions and whatnot. I really love y'all. You're great. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Mwah. Please, please.